Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Culture Communiqué with your girl Ashnell, where culture meets the moment and the moment is you. Today on the Culture Communiqué, this is episode 4, and we're going to be talking about unpacking loyalty to brands, friends, and ourselves. So before we get into the episode, I want you all to follow the Culture Communiqué on Instagram, TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and listen to the podcast on Apple and Spotify. And be sure to check out the Culture Communiqué Substack, where I post weekly newsletters diving deep into all things that contribute to our ongoing cultural conversation. So, getting into it. We're gonna start with a little culture recap. I'm gonna try to time myself because y'all know I like to chat, so I'm just trying to get better at cutting things down and getting to the point. So the culture recap is just me discussing trending cultural moments and media news that has happened recently. So yeah, let's get into it. Season 3 of The White Lotus has finished, and it was the worst season yet. Don't argue with me, argue with the ancestors. It was not a great season. I did laugh. I did, semi-cry, but was it good? No, not really. Season 2 was way better with Jennifer Coolidge. Janet Jackson's Someone to Call My Lover is trending on social media. Love Janet Jackson. Sinners, a horror movie directed by Ryan Coogler, has released last Easter weekend on April 18th, starring Michael B. Jordan, Wunmi Maseku, I'm sorry girl, I mispronounced your name, I'm so sorry, and Hallie Steinfeld. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a score of 98%. If you haven't seen it already, go see it. 10 out of 10, 100 out of 10 actually. Destin Conrad and Coco Jones released their debut albums this week. Go check that out and support them. And spring has officially sprung. And Saturday, May 3rd, the Brooklyn Museum is bringing back First Saturdays after its short hiatus. I'll be posting more events that are happening on that same day, or the same weekend rather. But you have to follow me and the Culture Communiqué on Instagram for more info. All right. I think I did good on that. That wasn't too long, right? Getting into the main segment, the conversation. Okay, so y'all know the song called Lululemon. It's been trending on TikTok, and it really has me thinking about, first of all, the song is really good. It's really, catchy. I'm talking about in it, whatever she be saying. But yeah, that song is really catchy, but it really got me thinking about the complex relationship between Black communities and the brands that make it clear they don't want anything to do with our Black asses, because the owner of Lululemon made it very clear that he wants nothing to do with Black people. He doesn't, want to associate with us. He doesn't like the fact that, a lot of Black women are wearing his clothes. And yet, for some reason, even though I do like the song, I think it's very funny, how the song came out after the fact. I don't know if the person knew that the owner of the brand doesn't like Black people. Maybe they don't give a fuck. Or maybe it's a deeper thing. Maybe it's a FU to the guy. So if it's that, kudos to her, but I don't know. I really feel brands like Lululemon, Gucci, or even what we're seeing with Target, a lot of these places are very clear on their positioning with Black people, and it's a constant thing of us supporting them, still going to them. I will never forget the time where Gucci, I forgot what year it was, maybe it was in the 2010s, I think, where Gucci came out with a shirt that had a monkey on it or something, and they had a little Black boy wearing it, and I was just what the fuck is going on? What is actually happening right now? But as per usual, people were in outrage about it for a bit, and they went back to buying Gucci, as people do. And the same thing I feel that's happening with Target right now. And like, I get it. Like, Target for a lot of people is a place that has a lot of, it's like a one-stop shop. It has everything that you could possibly need, like your everyday essentials. And for some people, it's probably closer to them than like, I don't know, than like its competitor. But I don't know. It really has me thinking, like, is it that deep? Like, I understand that this brand, this company isn't in favor of us, and they have, what was it again? They're like removing a lot of like black owned brands from their shelves and things of that nature. And they're always been like, pandering to the black community, especially around like Black History Month, Juneteenth, and like things like that, with like really corny t-shirts and other branded things. But I don't know, because it just it's gonna be the same thing again. It's gonna be us being outraged about things and then shopping there again. Like, it's a very short-lived outrage that people have about a brand. And like, for some people, they stand on business and they really don't ever return. But for a lot of people, it's either they forget about their own outrage, or they, one day need something and end up going there. And I was talking to my sister about it too over brunch, like, what was it, last weekend, the random like nice day that we had last week. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, a lot of companies don't fuck with us, and we know / we don't know for some places, and we still shop there. Like, think about Amazon. Like, fucking Jeff Bezos, he don't give a fuck about us. But a lot of people, I shop at Amazon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a matter of like, I don't know, it's not very like black and white. It's a lot of red tape, bureaucratical BS, and a whole bunch of other things to think about. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, there are black owned brands on Amazon, and there are still some black owned brands in Target. So, does it make sense to really boycott it and not support those brands? I don't know. It's a lot to think about. But anyways, moving on, I wanted to talk about fashion and sustainability. This past Tuesday was Earth Day, and I actually attended a sustainability forum put together by the Harlem Fashion Row and sponsored by H&M. And it really got me thinking about how, like, the environmental impact of the fashion industry, and how, as consumers, as designers, as producers, we all are contributing to, this ongoing issue of fashion pollution. And I feel like it does benefit us to really think critically about how we contribute to those issues. But yeah, at the forum, the main thing that I took away from it was, while sustainability is about fashion and its impact on the environment, it's also about the fabric of our community. You see what I did there? Fashion, fabric, I'm good with words, y'all. But anyway, yeah, like, it really got me thinking about like how sustainability is about sustaining the culture and also sustaining who you are at the core. A lot of I feel like a lot of like fashion, when it comes to it, and like the issue it presents itself, is trends and this ongoing need for people to hop on the latest trend and buy, this season's that, the newest this and the newest that. And it just like it's really wasteful. Like, it doesn't really make sense to constantly have to like shop for a new wardrobe every season. Like, yeah, you can buy like maybe like a few new little this, like, I don't know, a little t-shirt, a little socks or whatever. But like a whole new wardrobe is crazy. And like, I know people do this. I've seen it. And it's just like, it doesn't make sense. Like it really, yeah, it really doesn't make sense. It's like, it's just like the average person, like, you're working at like a corporate job and like, yeah, like get your fits for work, but like it's unnecessary. It's too much. But yeah, I wanted to present some tips for eco-conscious style, and one of them is repurposing and rewearing your clothes. Like for me, what that looks like is maybe like taking a summer dress and layering it with like a long sleeve shirt during the fall or something like that, or even like transforming it into a shirt and putting pants underneath it and rocking it that way. And then also like shopping your closet really shows you like how much clothes, like if you really take a look, I really challenge each and every one of you to take a deep dive into your closet or wherever else you store your clothes and see all the things that you actually wear versus the things that you don't wear, and challenge yourself to incorporate the things that you don't wear into your daily lives. Like think about all the ways that you can wear that, I don't know, that concert t-shirt that you got from like 2015 that you haven't worn since that year. Like, like zhuzh it up, like be different. You don't have to fit in with the latest trends and the latest whatever the hell. And for me, what really makes someone fashionable is not about like, the name brand, the year the outfit came out, if it's new or not. It's really about how you feel in your clothes, how you look, and how the clothes suit your personality. Like I've said this before, like I can really tell when someone has put on an outfit that suits them versus someone that put on an outfit because they thought it would look cool and it doesn't, suit their personality. They look very like, the clothes are wearing them and that they are not wearing the clothes. So yeah, get into it. Like, clothes are fun and it's cool to shop. I love shop. Like, trust me, I love to shop. I love to shop down. But one thing that I've like considered in my shopping habits in the past, like, I want to say 5 years, is how many times do I think I'm going to wear something. Like, if I can justify that I'm going to wear the item like to death, I'll get it. But if I feel like I'm just getting it just for a certain event or just for just because I feel like I want it for whatever reason, I most times am not going to get it. And yeah, I do be slipping up. Like sometimes I get something just because I thought it was cute, whatever. But it has been reducing over the years. Like I used to be really, really bad, especially in college. Every Friday, I used to shop something. I used to get something like a dress, a this, like every single Friday when I was in school. From, I'm not even gonna tell you all the years, but anyway, you get the point. Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So I realized afterwards, like when I looked at the clothes that I had, I was just like, this is ridiculous. I ended up giving away a lot of things, and started to like, kind of like condense my closet a little bit. So yeah. Yeah, and talking about sustainability, I wanted to talk about sustaining friendships, and especially with adult friendships and reciprocity. I feel like I personally have been going through, some changes as you do as you get older with your, longtime friends, especially those, and like, some new ones, but especially my long-term friendships. Just like any other relationship, friendships require work, commitment, and, some hard conversations. And I feel like a lot of folks in our generation, like Gen Z slash millennials, are, dealing with issues with their friends where people don't want to actually show up for one another. It's just like a lot of, going out with your friends and stuff like that, but not really being actually involved in each other's lives. And especially with this like mindset of like, I don't owe anyone anything mindset that, I really feel like affects people's connection with people, because a lot of what friendship is about, like I was saying before, like reciprocity is a give and take. Like sometimes you're going to have to do something that you don't necessarily want to do, but because they are your friend, you do it anyway. That's what friendship is about, because you love them, you care about them, and you want them, to be better off, or, to be to be their best selves or whatever. So that involves you stepping out of yourself to do something for somebody else. And I feel like a lot of people, is really hard to do that. And that is an issue in itself, because I'm just like, what you got going on with your life that you can't, show up for someone? But that also speaks to like how people are brought up in their households, because the way I was brought up, I was just like, my mom is a very giving person. So that's all I know, is to like, show up for people and be there. But what I have also seen from my mother, especially if you are someone that has been brought up in a Caribbean household or an African household, like, with mothers especially, they can be very, very giving, but it can get to a point where it's a little unhealthy, because they don't really consider themselves a lot, which unfortunately they do wear as a badge of honor. But for me, that's something that I don't want to do. I want to be able to, have the discernment to know when to chill and when to give. Like, I can't give you anything if I don't fill up my cup first. And I feel like sometimes it can be, kind of difficult to tell people no, but in the end, like, you're better off for it, because you can't help anyone if you can't help yourself. There's no point in you trying to, I don't know. There's no point in you trying to go the extra mile and then you end up being so depleted, because I've done that before, and I'm just like, wow, I really wish I didn't do X, Y, and Z. So, it really takes discernment, and like, you're, just like anything in life, it's trial and error. So, some people might not take it too lightly, because they're used to you being there, but you're gonna have to, get some boundaries. Boundaries are really important in relationships, because a lot of times people will take advantage, and it's not like they're doing it on purpose necessarily, but people just get used to you being there, so they don't even question it. Yeah, and I think that when it comes to inconveniencing yourself, like, it does sound like, not a fun thing, but it does help to build stronger relationships, because, like, think about a time where somebody has helped you, and like I don't know, for instance, like going to the airport and picking someone up, that is an inconvenience in itself. No matter how much time the person may have, or whatever the case may be, the airport itself is very stressful. So if somebody goes to pick you up at the airport, just know they really care about you. Like, that right there is love. Like, yeah, they really care about you, because it's not an easy feat. Any airport, anywhere, it's not fun. But yeah, like, in addition to friendships, I wanted to talk about community versus isolation, And yeah, I was really thinking about how a lot of, people in our generation, I keep saying that, but it just really is, it's the truth. I don't know. In our generation, like, we all, for the most part, want to live on our own. And for me, that is a really important thing for me, because I've always just grown up like around, like, with my siblings and stuff. But like, so for me, that's really important. But I feel like when it comes to community, it really is important to have people around you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, like, you don't have to necessarily live in the same space. What, even though, like, living with a roommate is also beneficial to you, like, to a certain degree. But, like, even when you're thinking about, like, moving to a neighborhood, like, consider, like, maybe moving to, like, a neighborhood that your friend lives in, or, somebody that so that you have, some people that you can build community with, you can vibe with, like, you can have, like, your standing, I don't know, Taco Tuesdays or something like that, and, like, have that. Or I don't know, like, have a bar that you all go to that has, like, I don't know, Thirsty Thursdays on a Thursday, and has, like, $5 margaritas. But yeah, like, those things, like, those small little things really help to build community. Or even, like, a community garden, like, being able to do that with your friends. Yeah, those small things really help to nurture not only the community that you're building, but nurture yourself. Yeah, and I feel like there's, like, a lot of people that want to, like, silo themselves off from either their friends, their family, or whatever, and just, like, move, somewhere where they, like, know no one, whether it be for a job or just because they feel like it. I don't know. I feel like we're losing recipes, y'all. We're losing recipes, because I remember when I was little, like, in, like, a maybe 15 block radius or something, I knew at least 10 people. I could, like, 10 people's homes I could, like, go to or, like, hang out. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like today people just live so far from each other, and you don't have to necessarily live on the same block as someone, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, we gotta bring that back, like, bring back the community building, and, like, having people around you that, or, like, even at least, like, introduce yourself to, like, your neighbors and stuff, like, start from scratch if you have to. But yeah. What else did I want to talk about? In regards to relationships and friendships, I think that a lot of friendships can also benefit from the independent parties, like, having their own relationships with themselves. Like, when you find friendship within yourself and your own, like, solitude, that really, it really adds value to your life. Like, I don't know, me personally, I love a good hang by myself. I would go to a cafe, get me a little matcha, bring my laptop or something, bring a book, chill, and, like, I'll talk to the people that work there, or, like, people that maybe, like, walk in, or maybe I won't speak to anyone. I don't know. Like, I just like, having a good vibe. Like, learn to vibe on your own. Like, I feel like a lot of people can't like go do something without at least one person. And, like, I understand, like, some people are like that, but it's really, to me, it's a little scary, because I'm just like, you can't do anything by yourself. Like, even if they were to go to, I don't know, especially, like, something like a movie or something, like, I feel like a movie you can definitely go to by yourself. Like, if you're someone that's looking to, I don't know, like, figure out how to do things on their own, slash, like, be more independent, like, start off going to the movies by yourself. Like, if you can do that, that's a great step. Second step, maybe, like, a cafe or something. very chill. You know, there's people around, so you're not like by yourself or anything. Same thing with the movie. There's people around. Yeah. And then like, you know, take a walk, like go to the park or something. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's really weird when I meet people that don't like to do things by themselves, because I just feel like something is wrong. Like, I don't know how else to say. I'm not trying to diagnose you with anything, but like something is up. Like, especially as an adult, like you should be comfortable enough. I think that's what it is. I feel like a lot of people aren't comfortable with themselves, so they feel like they have to be surrounded by people all the time to like feel okay. And you know, I feel like you all need to look into that. If that's you, you know, love you, but we gotta do some work there. I don't know. Yeah, like I feel like there's a really big difference between being alone and being lonely. Like, just because you're doing something or like, you know, by yourself or whatever the case may be, doesn't necessarily mean that you're lonely, because you can definitely be lonely in a crowded room, and we all have heard that. Like, you know, it doesn't matter about who you're with, who you're around, or if you're by yourself. Like, if you can feel comfortable within yourself, like that's gonna help you in any situation. Like, you really should like figure out how to do that. And like, yeah, like try out those things I was mentioning before. Like, you'll feel loads better. Like, it'll even show up in like your work and like how you maneuver in your relationships too. Like, it'll really show how confident you are, how well you are at like adapting to different environments. Like, yeah, get into it. And I wanted to also get into like tips on being a better friend to yourself. Like, I feel like a lot of us are very like self-critical. Like, naturally, we're all trying to become better people, trying to become, you know, better friends or better employee or whatever the case may be. So when it comes to, you know, becoming a better friend to yourself, I always like, and this is something that my sister has told me before, that I've always been saying for like, you know, all of my life. I'm like, it's not that deep. Like, think about how like life is. Like, I don't know, like if you think too deeply about things, like you're going to be very self-critical. You're going to be very hard on yourself, and it's going to be very hard for you to even like be alone at the movies or go to a cafe by yourself. But if you really think about it, like, you know, it's really not that deep. And I feel like a book that really has helped me in that space is the book. It's called The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I forgot who it's by. Let me look it up right quick. But that book, I think I read it in college. Yeah, I think I read it in college. But that book has really helped me with stepping outside of myself and realizing nobody gives a fuck about, you know, what you got going on for the most part. It's like everybody is so self-occupied with what they have going on. So it's really comforting, actually. It's like it really helps me to not think so hard about, you know, what people think of me or like how do I look and this is that and the third. Like, people actually don't care. Like, for the most part, like, you're living your life and everybody else is living theirs. Like, it's really not that deep. Like, and once you think about it that way, like, you'll feel free. Like, you'll feel so free. It's so freeing. And you'll be more happy. Like, it's a really exciting feeling. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's it for today's episode. But I just wanted to leave you guys with some takeaways. So, takeaway 1 from this episode is go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. Okay? we do not walk into rooms where people don't want us to be there, or we're not supporting brands that don't want, us to wear their clothes. Like, there's so many spaces where you are loved and where you're celebrated and where people want you to be. Go there, find community there. Like, fuck these other places that don't want you. Like, they're so, you know what I'm saying? Like, value yourself, and like have those boundaries to know that you're wanted. Go where you're wanted. Another takeaway is don't reinvent the wheel, revamp it. With your clothes, with your life, everything. Like, take a look at what you already have going on and try to mold it into something new, rather than you trying to start up something new from square one, because it'll be not only annoying for you, but possibly on the environment, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I think that's it, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. If you love this episode, subscribe, leave a review, and share with your community. Again, be sure to follow the Culture Communiqué on Instagram, TikTok. Listen to the pod on Apple, YouTube, and Spotify. And subscribe to the Culture Communiqué newsletter on Substack for a weekly update on the culture. As always, thank you for listening to the Culture Communiqué with your girl, Ashnell, where culture meets the moment, and the moment is you. Thank you. Bye.